Hi everyone, welcome. My name is Leila, and today I'm going to be sharing my testimony with you. When I was kind of thinking about what to say, I was like, oh, am I going to talk about? And I guess just kind of starting with the word testimony. A lot of people feel that, in giving testimony, I was thinking, oh, should I talk about my walk with Christ, or, should I talk about coming to Christ? And actually, I would like my testimony to go out to those of us who actually grew up in the church, because I grew up in a church. So I grew up knowing who Christ was. I grew up going to Monday night Bible study, Tuesday night prayer meeting, Wednesday night women fellowship, Thursday night youth fellowship, Friday night prayers till midnight, Saturday night, workers training, Sunday service, and that was what was normal to me till I went to university. And an incident happened in the church where basically I was lied against, and the whole church believed the lie. And I was quite, God is going to do this. He's going to let the truth be known, and he will vindicate me. And I waited until my family started getting involved, and they believed the lie, and basically got to a point where only one person believed me, and it crushed me, because I thought to myself, what are we doing? Like, God, what I grew up with was God is supposed to ride down on his horse and smite the sinners and the liars and everybody that's been doing all this, all these negative things that wasn't actually according to the Bible. And I waited for God to turn up on the white horse, and I waited for smithing, and the smithing didn't come. And situations got worse and worse, and it just got to a point where I decided, you know what? Sorry, God, I'm following you. I've been following you all my life. Something epic like this is going on in my life, and it doesn't feel like you're there for me, and I'm waiting. So if you can allow this to happen to me, then I started questioning why I was following him. And essentially, I went, deuces, God, I'll see you later. I'm actually gonna go into the world, because all my life I've been saving myself for you, and you can't even come and help me out when my heart is broken and people are lying against me and calling me names. So I kind of ran off and turned my back on God for a while, and just did everything I've always was curious about, and all the bad things we were told to do, I kind of like reveled in it to an extent. And it carried on like that for a couple of years, till one day I just kind of woke up and I just felt empty. I woke up and I didn't recognize where I was. I didn't recognize who I was. I didn't like the friends that I was keeping. I didn't like that. I don't know, there was just this big empty hole. So I went back to church, and it helped for a while, but I felt in coming back to the church that I had sinned. So therefore I had like these classes to go through. I had to start my whole relationship with God. It was everything that, from a child, that this relationship that I had was now zero. And therefore I had to start all over again. So, I thought, let me start the 5 steps, jump up, go back to the ministry, join a department in the church, be in church 24 hours a day, do all the things that we're told that we have to do to, this like 5-step program to get back to God. And, I thought I was doing well, until I fell again. And then I fell again while I was doing the 5 steps. And then I fell again. So I just kind of decided that maybe I've sinned so much that I'm not worthy to be in God's presence. So therefore, for a very long time, I kept one foot in the church and one foot in the world. I'd be out, that situation where you're out and your friends or your so-called friends are making fun of those Bible bashers, and you're like, they're laughing at them, but in the secretly in your heart, you're like, I'm sorry, Lord. Literally just being lukewarm, not making a decision left, right, or center. Just kind of like, well, if I'm with my church crowd, then I'm very, and everyone else praying, I'll keep an eye open, and okay, that woman looks more sanctimonious, let me copy her, that kind of thing. I thought I was doing relationship, but actually I wasn't. Until last year, actually, I turned my birthday I sat down and I said to God, I'm kind of done. You know, I've gone into the world. Where I am in life, everybody's really believes that God is working in my life, and because I'm having all these materialistic things and things are going well, but essentially I'm empty, and I miss my father. So I not starting from going back to sleep, but actually realizing that in all my run-ins to and fro and left or right, Father's never left me. He's always been there. He's the one that's been guiding me. And that when Jesus was on the cross, everything that I'm doing now, all the sin, that's what he gave his life for. And that as long as I always come back to Father, I know that even when I feel ashamed, I need to come back to him. Especially when I'm weak, I need to come back to him. And since last year, I can honestly say that in being more open about how I feel with Father and actually just being honest about things, you know, if I'm reading something in the Bible, I don't understand it, actually arguing and asking Father, like, what do you mean by this? Tell me what you're talking about, instead of the whole, okay, I get it, and actually I'm not getting it. So yeah, my testimony is about honesty and accepting that wherever you are at right now, it's a perfect time to go back to Father. Actually, let me take that back. It's not about going back to Father. Just turn around and say, hi, Dad, I miss you. Where have you been? Even through the shame, you can still go back and talk to him, because I did. And there was no condemnation at all. So yeah, my testimony is just start talking, as you're listening to me right now, just start talking to him. That's all he wants. And wherever you are at is exactly where he wants you to be, and is exactly where he will start walking with you. So yeah, be honest. Let's be honest, and let's start talking to Father. Thank you for listening to me. Have a good day.